Hey guys, so we did our introduction yesterday, and today we're going to be talking about your mindset and your spirit. Just because going into something like this, it's a big deal. And not everyone has the courage to do so. Not everyone has the courage to try to open a business, try to follow their dreams, try to be an artist. I mean, it's not easy being an art gal, or an artist at all, especially in the business world. So we're just going to be talking about where your mind needs to be, where your heart needs to be, and especially moving forward into this. And yeah, so we just want to set everything off right, set it off on the right foot. First thing that we're going to talk about is just being patient with yourself. Some of the things that we're going to work through may not be things that are the most fun. Some nerdy people like me, I like to talk about marketing, but not everybody likes to talk about, how they're gonna do research on their potential customer or how they're gonna pitch, some things like this. Or we're gonna really be asking some deeper questions too, like, where do you see yourself, in the next 5 years? Like, what do you want for your life, So some of these things might be questions that maybe you haven't asked yourself, or maybe it's been a while since you've kind of refreshed your answers. So just be patient with yourself. If there's something on here, that doesn't come to you immediately, it's okay to leave it and come back to it and start with the next thing. That's perfectly fine. And everything that we're going to be learning here, I'm a lifelong learner, I guess. I love to take different courses and seminars and watch different things. And I think some of it is, sometimes you learn something in one topic and you can find, it can be amazing how you can learn something in one subject and it can apply to a different area of your life. I hope that makes sense. But there's been so many times where maybe I've been in a class, maybe learning about something spiritual, and it has applied to perhaps my business or my marketing, or or even on a more personal level. It doesn't even have to be in relation to that. So I guess just keep an open mind. Things might seep into other things. And yeah, I just encourage you to break out of your comfort zone with a lot of these things. So some of these things, like, we might be making YouTube videos, we might be taking headshots and photo shoots, like doing all kinds of things that may not be in your comfort zone. I'm gonna tell you, doing these videos is not exactly in my comfort zone, but here I am, trying to make something happen over here, because I know that, regardless of how I feel, there's something that I might have that could help someone else. So I just want to encourage you to try to think about that, because you have something that someone else needs. And if you're hiding it, if you're under a blanket, you don't want to show what you have to the world, then it's gonna be missed, it's gonna be gone, and it really needs to be shared, because you never know the life you can change, what you can do. So there's that. I am going to offer a weekly support call for this group. So maybe I was thinking every Sunday we could have, if you want, if you need it, if there's something you have a question about, if there's something you just, we can all just touch base, see how everyone's going, what everyone's struggling with. This program is going to be pretty flexible also, so if it seems like there's one thing, like a challenge on day 60 that people maybe need a day or two more on, we're okay to take a couple more days on that, so it's all going to go by your pace, what's needed. Like I said, it's my first time doing something like this as well. So the next thing that I wanted to say is that everyone has different learning styles. So I'm going to be putting videos into this, but I'm also going to be doing worksheets, maybe some book recommendations, maybe some music. So you can listen to these videos. I'm gonna try to put them up on YouTube or something, and you can listen to them on double speed if you need to. I'm gonna try to have the transcript available so that you can read it. You know, maybe if you're at work or something and you can't sit and watch a video, but you know, you can read something. And everybody absorbs things differently. So, you know, if it doesn't work one way, we're gonna try to have multiple ways where you could still get usage. So that's something. And then a lot of these things that we are gonna be learning, like I said, you know, we have to be a one-woman show at first, a lot of us, before we can hire out. But most of these things are gonna be actual real-world skill sets that you can put on a resume. You know, if you can figure out for yourself, we're gonna be doing this together, but these are things you can put on a resume, you can tell somebody at a job interview, and they're only gonna make you look better and make you look more improved. So, and give you a real world picture so that you can walk into a place and be a boss babe and just take control of it, and nobody can tell you nothing, because, you know, you've done this, and you know how it all comes together at the end. So yeah, so that's pretty exciting. But yeah, so definitely we want to celebrate the little things, the small victories. We don't want to be too hard on ourselves. We are human, we are people. Some people have kids, some people have, you know, other responsibilities. Sometimes your body, your mind, you know, some days you wake up and it's not, you know, you might need a day or two to reset, refocus. So just be patient with yourself. We're patient with you. So that's one thing that, you know, we're all human, so just don't be hard on yourself, please. Like I said, if you missed a day, just come back, you know, come back with the next day with the 2 things that you need, you know, or as soon as you can. As soon as you can bounce back, because, you know, you don't want to let yourself fall off, you know, and because we really do want to see that growth. You know, I want you to be going into, 100 days is a little over 3 months. So like, if you could change your life or really change your mindset, like change what you're doing, just change your flow, your everything, and just feel good. Like, imagine how you're gonna be by the end of this year. You know, if this is how you're starting out this year, by the end of this year, girl, you got no problem. You know, you're doing it. So yeah. And also, everyone's on a different level. So, you know, if we're doing these calls and maybe you're seeing something that someone's doing that you're not really, you know, you're comparing yourself. It's natural. It's 2021 now. So it's natural. People compare. We're seeing what the Joneses are doing. And yeah, don't do that. I mean, it's not, everyone's from a different background, different skill set, and we're maybe somewhere where we each have our own purpose. You know, we each have something that we're supposed to fulfill. If I'm looking at my neighbor, I'm taking away from the thing that I'm supposed to be doing. So I encourage you to not compare yourself to what other people are doing, just because there's something that you need to do. Like, they have their purpose and they're stepping into that, and you have your purpose and you need to step into that. So like, that's one thing. We're not comparing, because we all have our own gift and our own thing that we're growing into. So that's that. Let's see. So yeah, I guess just don't close. Ooh, here's one. Okay, I have like a list here that I'm just over here reading. So don't close any doors. That's one thing that I've written down. So I guess what that means is that you might start something, you might start this thing and think that this is what I'm doing. This is my focus. You can't push me away. And then you might dig some deeper questions into it, and then you're gonna be like, okay, well, I like this thing. Oh, I realized this about the thing I'm doing. Maybe I should pivot. Maybe I should pivot my focus. So I just want to encourage you to don't close any doors. If there's something that interests you, or there's something that makes you rethink the thing that you thought was what you wanted to do, like, research it, go into it, you know, embrace it. Like maybe it's something, maybe that's the thing that you're supposed to do. So just don't close any doors with yourself. Keep your possibilities open, because you never know. You might just have the one thing that you're doing because it's supposed to be leading you into the next thing, you know? So don't limit yourself. Don't put yourself in a box. Be totally open, because you never know where it's gonna lead. Yeah. And also, one of the things I wanted to say is, you know, if you have social media, that is such, or if you, okay, maybe not everyone, my advice is social media. Sometimes I can get stuck scrolling, go down the hole, you know, the rabbit hole of all of these videos and things. So I want to say, if you feel like you're a person who easily gets distracted, maybe it's not social media, maybe it's YouTube, maybe it's happy hours, I don't know, maybe it's something. Starting a business or you know, growing your business is going to be work. So we have to remember and to keep in mind that every day, the things that we put into our mind and our souls and our body, it feeds us, you know. The things that we output are a direct reflection of what we're inputting. So, you know, if you're going down the rabbit hole of social media, I mean, one, it's a huge distraction and it's keeping you from doing the purpose of what you have to do. But two, you know, if the first thing you do when you wake up is look at other people's output, it can be a real reflectance on the capability that you have for your own output, you know, because you're so focused on what other people are outputting, it's keeping you from being able to output, you know. So we just want to make sure that whatever we're feeding our minds and our souls and our body with is actually helping us to grow. So, you know, some people do like a devotional in the morning, maybe like a meditation. So just like starting your day off right, you know, having everything with balance, taking care of yourself. You know, if you need to do a yoga, meditation, something like that, have something to keep you balanced, one. And then also limit all the BS that all the TV, all the radio, all the social media, like let's limit that, because like right now we're doing 100 days and we are focused, we are on it, you know? So yeah, so all of that, let's just keep that in mind moving forward into the 100-day challenge. And then also one thing that we want to talk about is just being able to be committed. So, you know, when it comes to a business, some people, it might take time, you know, it could take time to kind of build up what you want to do. You might be doing work and, you know, some people maybe see immediate results, some people it might take a year, 5 years, you know, you don't know. So the important thing is, and we're going to be talking about this more later, is to just make sure that whatever you're doing, that we're going to try to make sure that you're passionate, that you have heart of whatever you're doing, because, you know, when you believe in what you're doing and you find this work meaningful and it's changing the world, it's changing lives, and I had a little bit of technical difficulties, excuse that. Yeah, sorry, like I said, it's my first time doing something like this. But yeah, so like I was saying, if you have meaning behind what you're doing, and you're changing the world, well, hopefully you'll change the world, you know, hopefully it's one person at a time, you know, it's big change happens little by little, you know. So if you have meaning and passion behind what you're doing, it's going to be so much easier when you have roadblocks. You know, there's naturally going to be roadblocks whenever you're doing a business, whenever you're trying something new. So whenever you have these roadblocks, whenever you're feeling frustrated, you know, running a business is not always fun, it's not always easy, and sometimes it's tiring, and you're going to need to have that heart and that meaning, like knowing really why you're doing this. Why, like what, and your heart has to be the thing that's gonna push you, you know? So I just want to keep that in mind. And because, you know, and we're artists, we think deeply, we feel deeply. I know you have something to give, you know, I know you have something big to give. So yeah, I just want to encourage you for that. So whatever we're creating, everything that you're going to be creating around, I just want you to keep in mind, you know, if you only had, you know, if you had to leave tomorrow, if you had to leave the earth tomorrow, you know, is this thing that you're putting all your time, all your love, all your energy into, you know, is that the thing that you would want to leave behind, you know, your legacy? Because ultimately, I mean, in reality, that's what it is. That's the truth. That's something that we have to consider. So we want to make sure that if we're fighting for something, you know, because it's going to be a fight. You're going to fight with yourself, because that's just the name of the game over here. And you're going to have to try to keep yourself motivated. So, you know, is this thing that you're fighting for, if you had to go tomorrow, are you happy that you chose that? You know, is that what you'd be happy leaving behind? So yeah, sorry, got a little dark there, but I just want to get real with you. Like we're real, we're people, you know, so that's what it is. And regardless, you know, even if it's not like I said, keep your mind open. There's always another door. So even if you hit a wall here, there's a door, you know. So for me, I was so sure, you know, about my first business in the past. And so I've recently just done a complete rebrand, and I'm just trying to change my mindset and change everything that I do. You know, it's okay if you start doing something and then you get into it and you realize, wait a second, like, am I short? And you just have to be able to have the courage and do the research and be willing to do the work to make the pivot if you feel like you need to. Yeah. In 5 years, you know, they say that the first 5 years of having a business are the hardest. And basically after that first year, you know, you might be noticing that maybe your business isn't growing, maybe you're having, you know, some issues some roadblocks in your way that you're gonna have to figure out. So basically, if at the 1 year mark, we're not seeing much progress, we need to be able to have ourselves open to see how we can pivot, how we can grow, what do we need to do different. You know, and that's going to be one of the things about being a business owner, about being a person. You know, if something's not working, how can I make it better? How can I improve this? You know, what can I do? So part of that, you have to be self-motivated too, to learn more, you know, and have a positive attitude, you know. And if you have people in your circle that are putting you down, that are not encouraging you, you don't have to tell them everything, you know? Like, they like to say, you know, I encourage you to share your dreams, share your visions with people who are encouraging and who are gonna support you, you know? And I think you know who those people are. And the other thing I want to say is that science, well, maybe it's science, maybe it's business. I've heard this so many times, that you are a mix of the 5 closest people to you. So if you could think of the 5 closest people to your life, they say that you're a mix of that. Like, so it's kind of like your output, your success level, that kind of thing. That's why they say, you know, if you start hanging out with millionaires, it's not going to be long before you become one. So I guess just also keep that in mind, like who's in your circle, you know, are they encouraging, are they bringing you up, are they pulling you down, you know, and you don't have to tell everyone your dreams. Sometimes it's okay to have, you know, to have these things up in you and to have you write them, you have your vision, and to start making moves, you know. And a lot of times people don't support you until after they see it. After they see you being successful about it, that's when they're like, wow, you know, like, you know. And so a lot of things, you can't be looking left and right at other people, you have to be sure about this. You have to be sure that this is what you want, that this has meaning no matter what, because especially as women, I'm so sure that one of the reasons that we have a hard time getting further, and that our statistics for some of these director positions and, you know, all these higher level positions, we have a lot of naysayers. We have a lot of things getting in our way. And, you know, it's like with society, we're so conditioned to doubt ourselves with everything. So I guess just keep that in mind. You're gonna be your biggest cheerleader, and me, you know, I'll be your other biggest cheerleader. So yeah, so just keep pushing, keep going, keep a good open mindset, open spirit, open heart, be ready, don't close any doors, be patient, love yourself, take care of your body, watch what you put into yourself, into your mind, your soul, your spirit, what you watch, what you say, the words that come out of your mouth. Remember that, you know, if you're one way in public and you're another way behind closed doors, sometimes it's really hard to not slip up, you know? So you want to make sure that the person that you are is your authentic self, and that you're bringing light into the world, and you watch the words that you say, and to make sure that you're not, you know, you want to speak life into things, you know. When they call it manifesting, manifest this, you know. So don't say, oh, I'm so dowdy, I'm so this, I'm so that, I'm nothing, I'm a failure. No, you are what you manifest. So we're gonna make sure that the words that you speak moving forward, we are manifesting something higher. We're not gonna be talking bad about ourselves. We're not gonna be talking down about ourselves, about other people. We're not looking at the Joneses. We're looking over here because we have our mission, we have our purpose. So yeah, that's that. And I think that's all I have to say about mindset and spirit. And then tomorrow, I would encourage you to kind of, we're gonna be doing a vision board. Ooh! So if you want to maybe have some crafts ready or anything like that, or if you're gonna be doing it on the computer, however you wanna do it, everybody's vision board looks different. Maybe it doesn't even have to be, you know, maybe it's a vision video, like whatever. You are artists, do whatever your heart tells you. But tomorrow we're gonna be doing that. So just be open and, you know, reflective, and you're already taking the biggest step, which is right now, which is wanting more for yourself, recognizing that you want to grow this thing. So that's the most important thing. So thank you so much again for just allowing me to share this with you and just be a little part of your day. Thanks.